Our 2021 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited just hit 5,000 kilometers recently. That is time for the first inspection. So what do they do during that inspection? How long does it take? And what does it cost? Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Canuck Spyder video. Probably just a short video today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the first little bit of time that we've had with our new 2021 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. So for those of you that don't follow along with the channel, we purchased this bike back in the fall of 2021. Very late in the season. We only got out a few times with it. It was a demo at the dealership that we bought it at, and the main reason that got us towards buying this bike at that time was the 2022 versions of this bike did not come in this chalk metallic color that you see here. And that was the one that we liked. Looking back in retrospect, probably good that we did buy this one, because given what's happened with supply chain problems over the winter, the 2022s have been delayed due to various components. I believe they're still being delivered to the dealerships, but they're short some components. So we may not have even been riding right now if we had gone with the 2022. So we were glad that we went this route with the 2021 RT Limited. So just before we get into the nuts and bolts of this video, I really just want to mention that I do appreciate all the comments and views that I get on the channel. It's a small channel, but we are growing and we're getting there slowly but surely. So I just want to make mention that I do enjoy the comments that you all leave on our videos, and I do my best to answer them, and there has even been a lot of good discourse back and forth with some of you. So I just wanted to mention that before we get into the content of today's video. So what do they do at this 5,000 kilometer inspection? First of all, the owner's manual does recommend that this service stop or service inspection be done by a dealer and a trained BRP technician. So that's fine. Why not let them have a look at it after 5,000 kilometers? So I'm just going to read right from the invoice I have in front of me here as to what they did. So the main thing that's done during this service is an oil change, and I'm assuming that's to get any little gunk and bits and pieces that have collected inside the engine out sooner rather than later, because both of the drain plugs in this bike are magnetic and they're designed to pick up any little fragments that are picked up along the way. So here's all the other things they do. They check over engine gaskets, hoses, and exhaust system. They inspect the cooling system, replace the engine oil and filter as I mentioned before. They verify throttle operation and movement. They inspect the fuel system, lines, and fittings. They test the battery and the charging system. They check and verify the belt tension and alignment. They inspect the steering and braking system. They verify the parking brake adjustment, and they check the inflation of all three tires. Then they reset the service counters for the next oil change, I guess. In my particular case, there was a software update that had to be done regarding some kind of an engine starting issue. So that was done and completed. So that whole process took 2 hours to complete. I waited down there for it, so it was a kind of a long wait down there, but that's okay. I've got time. And the cost for that service was $329 Canadian, including tax. That's parts and labor. So that's the 5,000 kilometer inspection of a 2021 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. First 5,000 kilometers in. We did buy this bike as a demo, so it had 2,000 on it almost when we bought it. So we put the balance of that 5,000 kilometers on. Not really a whole lot to say negatively about the bike. I feel it is a nicer bike to drive than the F3. I know a lot of people might disagree with me there, but I like it. I like the riding position. It has me sitting up a bit straighter. You're kind of more on top of this bike than in it. The rear pulley on the back wheel down there is a different size than the F3, which means the engine revs a little lower on the highway. So the whole deal is quieter, plus the engine is completely enclosed by bodywork, so that makes a lot of difference. So one thing that is quite different that I have noticed, and it's mainly because I'm kind of long in the leg, is I'm just going to hop on here and try and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we're gonna have to start it up. Love that windshield. So, because I've got kind of long legs, you can see where my leg comes on the body there. When you turn the handlebars all the way in like that, it hits my leg. Am I showing you that there? Yeah. So that's something that I have to just be aware of that happens. And the reason for that is this bike has, I think these are actually called long reach handlebars as opposed to short reach handlebars. The F3 handlebars, this section right here was much longer, and the handlebars were up, consequently they were up quite a bit higher. You can change this if you want, but the overall for me is that this works because I'm tall, I've got long arms as well. So if I had the higher handlebars on there, my hands would be up about here, and I don't think that would be comfortable. It would solve the leg problem, but I think I like them the way they are, and I just have to be aware of that issue. Well, folks, I guess that's going to wrap up another Canuck Spyder video. Just a brief one on this 5,000 kilometer service stop on the 2021 Can-Am Spyder RT Limited. Just thought I'd give you a rundown of what happens at that point in time on the machine and what they do, how long it takes, and what the cost was. So if you like the content on the channel, you might want to consider subscribing and clicking that little bell icon to get reminded when we release a new video. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.